Okay, so the next in my story about my boomer life and the women in my life, I had moved into the Kearney house, which was on 24th and Kearney in Northwest Portland while I was working at Good Samaritan Hospital. And it was a group of maybe 7 of us boys who worked at the various hospitals doing our alternative service called 1W. Next door to our house was maybe a 6-story old brick apartment building. And we had parties at our house. And one day we had a party at our house on a Saturday that fall. And the neighbor girl next door, who lived in an apartment by herself and worked at one of the hospitals, came to the party. I can't even remember if I knew her before the party started. She was my age. I was 18. She might have been 19, but she was my age. And it was a drinking party. I had never drank all through high school ever, and I was just learning how to drink and wasn't very good at it in terms of moderation and knowing my limits and what have you. And I guess we were both drinking and flirting with each other. And somehow we ended up down in the basement where there was a pool table. And I don't know who started it or how we got where we got, but I do remember that somewhere on that pool table that evening, she and I decided, I think, at least in my case, to use or give up our V cards. And, for the first time, and you're a little drunk, it's kind of a fumbling around experience. I mean, granted, there's the excitement of doing it, but there was a fumbling around experience. And that's what we did. Well, she was a next door neighbor, and obviously we decided we would try that again in better circumstances. So I started spending the evenings at her house for probably at least 2 weeks, having as much raw dog sex as I could get in. And we seemed to get along. I mean, I was living in a house full of 6 or 7 really handsome young men, and I was certainly not the most handsome, and I was only 18, and some of the guys were 20, 21, and 22, and cars and what have you, and I was just getting started. So it was one of the evenings we were over there, and we just had really great sex, and she said, "Jim," because we're raw dogging, right? We're not even talking about it. We're just doing it. It's the 60s. Sexually transmitted disease, those are for low-life people. We're just regular people, right? So she says, "Jim, if I get pregnant, will you marry me?" Is Jim mindful? Does he even think about the response? Well, I'm 18. I mean, I'm not going to get married. And she said, "Oh, well, then that's the last time we're going to sleep together." And it was. Of course, later, I realized that was totally the wrong response. I was too naive to know. But the right response was, "Of course I will marry you. But I tell you what, let's do some things to keep you from getting pregnant." Ah, she would have felt that I cared for her and was willing to take responsibility. And then we could have discussed what that responsibility entailed. But didn't see it. No wisdom at 18. And that was that. Genevieve Udke full-bodied, blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl from Newburgh came to the city. I don't remember if she dated some of the other boys in the house, but I noticed that that was the last time I slept with her. But unfortunately for Jim, my appetite had been whetted, and now, I hate to say this, but that was the only thing on my mind for the next few years. Well, not the only thing, but a pretty big thing. Yeah. 1967 fall, V card, willingly given to Genevieve Udke. Thank you, Genevieve.